somebody to learn something that they don't want to learn from you. Like
That's the problem,
crazy.
right there.
That's
But
crazy.
that's the problem with men. When a man love that woman that much, he's gonna try everything he can to
That's
teach her.
like trying to teach me how to put an alternator in. I'm not about to stand there and listen. I'm not putting in no alternators. And you can't teach me how to be a woman because you're not a woman. You're a man, so you have to talk to men
Where did the woman come from?
The man.
Then where?
The man. God pulled the woman out of the man.
Then what did God say to the woman when He created her?
Where did you come from?
No, where did God create the woman?
You came from your mom.
Let me finish this. What did God say to the woman when He created her?
He said nothing.
Nothing. So how did she learn anything?
I'm talking about right now, Dad.
But you're saying that what you're saying doesn't make sense because it is the man's responsibility to teach. It's our responsibility to teach.
I am my father's daughter.
It is a man's responsibility to teach the women.
It's not your responsibility.
It is. That's why when you read the Bible,
that's why you get so upset because we're not listening because y'all have not been in your role because you are not being leaders. So you can't teach nobody nothing if you arguing with. My teacher is not arguing with me about nothing.
Your teacher wouldn't have to argue with you about anything because you would listen. The argument comes when he's trying to teach you and it's not going through. This is insane. Could you imagine? And she thinks she's right. That's the sad part is how combative she is. And look how calm and direct he's trying to be. And he just has to walk off. This is what men have to go through when they're trying to get through to a woman. And they're not trying to be mean. They're really try to do something that they feel is better for her. And she decides not to listen. And then when she doesn't listen, she blames him for not being a leader. That would be blaming somebody for not being a leader because you didn't want to follow. If everybody else can follow and you chose that you didn't want to do that, I'm curious what the man is supposed to do at that point. Young boys is raised with this mindset, and that mindset puts them in a place where they start putting their hands on women because they think leading is you're forcing this person to do what you say. To say like, oh, you can't go out there, and if she says no, she's gonna go out there anyway, you got to kick her down a flight of stairs. Because if you don't assert your dominance, then she's gonna just do whatever she want to do. That's where that comes from. Because he can't just simply just talk to you because you're not a rational adult. You're just like a child. And she's arguing with him and saying that he's not a leader as she's saying that she's just not following. Wow. He has the patience of a priest.
You know what they talking about? If I say it's different, they're not arguing with me. E, F for you. You feel? I'm not arguing with you. I know what I'm talking about. I'm up here. Right? You're down here.
So that's what we men got to do. We got to fail them. We can't teach them, just fail them.
How to be.
That's what we need to do. We need to stop teaching them. If they don't want to listen, don't teach them. Fail them. You know what that means? Fail them. Just leave. Because if they don't realize that we are innate teachers, and we're going to teach no matter what.
Emotional intelligence that you're telling them right
That's
now.
Not emotional. Because your teacher will fail you. Father. Your teacher will fail you if you don't listen, right?
Yes.
So is that emotional?
No, that's not emotional. But
What's the difference is?
I'm saying that like when you start, if you're a teacher and a student comes to you and says, I think this is right because this is and that, and they have an argument for why they think it is right. It's not your place to argue if you already know the steps you took to get to the right answer.
That's the point I'm making.
What I'm saying is domestic violence is because of that. It's because you think that you're supposed to force feed somebody the answer when yes, get in your car and leave.
She just said what I just said about the domestic violence case. You think that you're supposed to force somebody. Yes, this is what I'm trying to say. This is where men get it from because it's women like that that's combative and they only respond to negative outputs from men. When a man is trying to talk to you and trying to be sensible, that don't go. And it just so happens that they only listen and they follow the men that are more aggressive. So when a young man sees that and sees that nobody can get to my mama, but the guy that knocked her upside the head, she love him and she chase him and she'll do anything for him. I would love somebody to be next to me and do anything for me. Which a young mind would say, rationalize, like I got to knock this person upside the head. She don't want to listen. And her excuse for not listening is because she already know everything. And then the teacher, the person that's supposed to be teaching you, saying that you don't. And you say, no, I know everything. Okay. And his logic, which is super logical, to just walk away. The best thing a man can do is just walk away. I don't even know why guys argue with women. I swear. Like if they say something else, X, Y, just walk off. Just leave. All right. All on you. The problem with that is when a woman gets herself into a jam and a mess, it doesn't just become her mess. It's everybody's mess. That's where the problem comes in. So when she doesn't understand something or when she doesn't listen, a lot of people are affected behind that. I'll give you an example. It's some dogs around the corner. These dogs around the corner eat people. They will chew you to death. You're going to need some help. Going around that corner, a man goes around the corner and say, yo, man, don't go around that corner. Some dogs over there, they're going to bite you in your ass. Guys say, I don't care. Don't tell me what to do. I do whatever I want to do. All right. Go around that corner, get bit in the ass. Now you screaming and I'm not going over there to save you. I told you not to go over there because there are dogs over there and they're going to bite you in your ass. You decided to go over there on your own. You deal with the dogs. Hopefully you make it back. If not, then the dog will have some meat and bones over there. Because now I got to put myself on the line to try to help you, although you did not listen. Men don't get that help. They're going to have to learn the hard way. So hopefully you do make it back. And after you make it back with your butt cheeks bleeding and your shirt all ripped up, I'll say, I told you so. Walk off and ignore you. Man don't go back around that corner. Man is going to become the man that says, hey, I went around that corner before. I wouldn't do that if I was you. That's what happens. Let's transfer that. Let's go to a woman now. People say, woman, don't go around that corner. There's dogs over there. They're going to bite you in your ass. Woman says, you can't tell me what to do. I do whatever I want to do. Now, when the woman goes around that corner and she starts fucking screaming and hollering, they know she don't have a chance in hell with them damn dogs. A chance. So what happens after she does not listen? She go around that corner. Somebody got to come over there and save her. Now you have multiple people, a town of people coming over there to come save you for you not listening. Them dogs biting you in the ass. Now them dogs going to bite other people. So now, not only did she get hurt, whoever tries to save her is also going to get hurt. And it might result in the dogs being ended and killed for you going on their territory that people told you not to go to. So you have some dead dogs, a dead dog or dead dogs. You have some more hurt people, including you being hurt, because people will come and save you. That's the difference between when a man doesn't listen and a woman doesn't listen. People are always affected in somehow, some way when a woman doesn't listen. Somehow. It's never just her alone. Unless people start to wake up and look at the future like, we're going to just start leaving you alone. We're going to just walk off. And that's the best thing that a man can do. That's his best leverage. Just shoulder shrugging and be like, all right, allow them to live their life.
I told him to just leave.
Or go to the boxing gym and
I
box
told him
with a
just
man.
leave.
Don't be fighting with your
I
with your
just
women.
told him to just leave.
You
And
get
said
you will get a
that's
completely
emotional what? Emotional, low emotional intelligence or something. I don't know. But that's
I didn't even catch that just now. He said that the man should just leave. And she said that's not emotional intelligence. Like, cause you don't have no emotional intelligence. He said that's not that. His best bet is to just leave. So even when the man said, you know what, just leave, she has to emotionally manipulate him to make him feel that he cannot leave. And if he leaves, he's less of a man for leaving. So now what's the alternative at this point? This is what we're trying to figure out. What is the man's alternative if you don't want to listen and he can't walk off? It's to what? Kick you down the stairs, knock you upside your head until you start listening. And that's why the young men start growing up like that and start kicking women downstairs and things of that nature. That is exactly why. Because they're not taught to leave and walk off. And then when they do try to leave and walk off, the women gaslight them into not being a man. You shame him and you emotionally manipulate him, anger him in any type of way to the point that he like, damn, I can't be a bird. I can't just walk off because that's not man-like. So my man, I have to assert my dominance because she's not listening to me either. And that's what results in the situations that the women end up being in. These men are giving them exactly what they want. But it just so happens when you're giving these women exactly what they ask for, they no longer want it afterwards. But then will always come back and try to get it in a different way. They will always come back and try to trigger you in a different way to get the same exact result that they said that they did not want, which is insane. And as this man sits there and smiles, calm and nice, she still would try to dig at this man like he's doing something wrong.
That's nothing.
You will get a different respect from your woman when you just walk away.
But if the woman would just realize that the man is there to teach her, if she could just realize that and stop the other mess, and I know why it's that way. I know why we can't teach y'all no more. Because there's too many men inside of you. We can't get to that.
Now you're going to something else.
But that's what it is, though.
Talk, man.
Huh?
That's crazy talk, Dad. Don't talk about women like that. That's terrible.
And the funny thing is, he's so convicted by it, but don't stop from going up in women's face.
I'm about to say, you're just ready to jump yourself down in so many women and saying you want all these wives, and then you turn around and call women whores and harlots and stuff. It's very contradictory, and that's when women lose respect right there. Because what do you stand for? What are you standing for? Are you standing to protect women and children? Are you standing to bash women and children and be with the boys and be like, yeah, you should listen to me because I'm a man? Like, that doesn't make any sense. What do you think? What is your plan? What are we going to do? Like, are we going to the gun range to teach our youth how to shoot guns? Are we having emancipation balls so we can honor everybody's being great in life and stuff like that? We keep going back to the Bible and our family has done nothing. We ain't done nothing.
I'm telling y'all, as a man, it is our responsibility to teach our women. Our women are so far off the pocket, out of pocket, off the chain, so far off the hinge.
We have solutions.
You don't have solutions
to the problem. I named like five right then.
And I said it from the beginning. If the woman stays in her place to give God the glory, her creator, the glory, the most high, Elohim, Yahuda, Yashta,
starting to preach doesn't negate what
the point I'm making to you is if we do it God's way, whether it's preaching or not preaching, it's teaching.
Exactly. And the woman, I don't even understand how you can stay there that long. She has all the answers, and women always say that they have all the answers, but then again, they get everything wrong. I don't understand how they can be in the positions they are in, but they get everything wrong, right? So you can't have the answers if you get everything wrong. It's the moral of that story. And then even when a man is trying to teach us something, and keep in mind, this is an elderly man. He's speaking calm. He's speaking direct. The concept of what he's saying is religious, but it could be extrapolated from into any scenario, because he's basically saying that if a man is leading and you look at the man as a leader, then you should be good. It's not two people trying to drive the truck. If two people try to drive the truck, we're going to get nowhere. And if she's saying she has the answer, that means she just don't want to listen to him. Okay. And when he walk off, she said that he's a bird for walking off. But if he stays, then he's a bird for listening to whatever she said to do. And if whatever she said to do, if he follows that and he becomes a bird and does that, and something goes wrong, she said she'll blame him for her having to make the decision. But then he'll go back and say, well, I made the decision, you just didn't want to follow. And then she'll say, well, guess why? Because you're not a man. It would keep on going back and forth until something gets physical. When it comes to relationships, two homosexual men have the least domestic violence. Heterosexual couple is in the middle, and typically they're both beating on each other. It's not one-sided thing. They're both beating on each other, typically. And the worst of all is two women together. By far, it's not even close when it comes to divorce and domestic violence. And this right here is a key factor why. If two people are arguing emotionally, the only way to settle that is violence. Like when two men argue. When two men argue, it's basically two logics trying to go against each other. And then those logics start to turn into emotions. And that's why men become so violent. When women, it's just emotion over emotion, and it just becomes violent. And that's why their thing is up. And when it comes to a man and a woman, it flip-flops on both sides. One person want to be logical, one person want to be emotional, that end up colliding. This man has the patience of a priest, and I don't even know how he did it, because I would have walked off a long time ago. Just allow these people to do this, because the women that speak like this in this manner are always the women that do terrible in relationships and then have nothing and always complaining. The reason why she's combative like that is because she doesn't live a peaceful life. There's no person that's actually happy, that lives a peaceful life, and is at peace in relationships and everything like that, that speak like that. It's so combative and always speak somebody and have to get their point across. And you don't know what you're talking about. What? Once you do that, best thing for a man to do is just walk off.